Welcome back, everybody, to New This Week. Before we hop on into this episode of New This Week, I want to shout out a few songs that released during the summer or during the time off that I took from doing this series that I have actually became a pretty big fan of. So I want to start off by saying my favorite thing that's honestly dropped this summer is probably Yachty's single Love Music. I think that this is a very unique and different style for Yachty, and I enjoy this more than his rap. I'm also a big fan of Top with 21 Savage off of G Herbo's new album that released 25. 21 Savage does what he always does and brings a really good verse in, and I think G Herbo did well on this beat as well. I also found a few new artists, one of them being FaZe Yoda, who released a single called Butterflies. He's really blowing up on TikTok, and he was a ghostwriter for some really big rappers, and now he's starting his own career, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye out for what he releases, and I'll keep you guys updated with whatever he drops and how I feel about his music. Lil Baby and Lil Durk also released their collab tape, The Voice of the Heroes, and off this album, my favorite song is definitely 2040. It just has a dope vibe to it, and the song never really gets old. Alright, and then lastly, I just want to shout out a couple more people. I am a fan of SSG Kobe's new song, MIA, Trippy and Uzi's collab, Holy Smokes, and off of Dro's album that he released, F Your Feelings. My personal favorite song off this album is Lambo Truck, but Love You Most, Tongue Tied, Forgetful Things. All of those are amazing songs as well. With all this being said, let's just actually hop on into the video. But real quick, I do want to say, if you guys are new to the channel, you probably don't know exactly how this series works. So I just want to make it clear real quick that I usually cover stuff that drops a week prior. So what I'm going to be talking about today is what dropped last week, like Tecca, LAROI, Lil Nas X. So that's how this works, and I do that for two reasons. One, so I have time to actually be able to listen to the albums and I don't have to just listen to it in one night. And two, some things don't always drop on Friday. So sometimes, especially singles, depending on the artist, it will drop on a random weekday, especially if you're someone like DC The Don or someone like that. But with all this being said, let's just hop on into this now. So we're going to start with LAROI's album that he released. He released F Love 3 and F Love 3 Plus. So right there's an example of why it's a good thing that I don't do them on the Friday that they're coming out on, just because I wouldn't have been able to get both of these in the same video. And my first couple listens on the original F Love 3 Over You, I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it's actually grown on me a lot. Same with the deluxe. The deluxe I don't like as much, but going over the original album, my favorite songs off of this are Over You, Same Energy, and Don't Leave Me. Don't Leave Me I think is a really dope vibe, especially with like the Juice tribute bars from Herbo and LAROI. But Same Energy was just one of those older songs produced by Cody. It wasn't a leak, but there was a CDQ of it out there, and honestly the song's super short and they didn't add anything different onto it, so I didn't really have a lot of hype for it, but it is dope that it's officially out. And Over You is probably one of my favorite solo LAROI songs ever. I just think that the vibe of this song is so unique, and it's really cool just to see kind of where LAROI's going. I'm pretty sure that all these songs, even the deluxe ones, are just old songs, because none of this is really pop LAROI. It's still kind of that rap LAROI, so I'm excited to see what he does when he finally goes down that pop lane, but I'm glad we're getting a few more rap songs before he does do that. Now, moving on to the deluxe, my favorite LAROI snippet was Lonely and Effed Up, which this finally released. This is my favorite song off the deluxe, but other than that, my other favorite song, or my second favorite song on it, is Attention. I didn't really like any of the other tracks on here, at least not too much yet. I haven't given them full listens yet, but as of right now, those are my favorite songs. And then moving on to Lil Tecca, he released Money on Me. I actually used to listen to this as a leak, and this is my favorite Tecca song ever. I think that We Love You Tecca 2 is going to be an amazing project. That released August 6th, so I came back to the series just in time because I can talk about it on here. But I'm very excited for We Love You Tecca 2. I love the vibe of Never Left and Money on Me, and I'm glad Tecca's back with Internet Money. Now, I'm just going to briefly talk about Lil Nas X and Jack Harlow's new single, Industry Baby. I'm not really a huge fan of Lil Nas X. I don't have a problem with him, but I always just see him as a gimmicky rapper, and it's just not really for me. I know that he does have actual fans, but I just couldn't really see myself listening to Lil Nas X, not because he's bad. Like I said, I just really see him as a gimmicky rapper, but there's nothing against him. I also want to talk about Ken Carson's project that he released, Project X. Now, I'm not usually a huge fan of the rage or baby voice type style, and I know that Ken Carson is affiliated or signed by Playboi Carti, which I'm not a huge Cardi fan, but I actually don't mind this Project X album or tape, whatever it is. Honestly, one of my favorite songs off of it is probably Run Plus Ran. Not a lot of songs stuck out on this project to me necessarily. I'm also not a huge Carson fan, though. I haven't really listened to much of his previous stuff. I just listened to this album when it released. But I'll definitely keep my eye open for whenever he releases new music and try and stay caught up with him, because I do like the vibe he gives off. And I think he actually handles the rage beat type music pretty well. Alright, and then lastly, one of the last main drops from last Friday was Logic. Now, I'm not really a fan of Logic, and I did listen to this new song, and it wasn't anything that really caught my attention. It was just kind of there. Logic drops like every single Friday, so I don't know if I'm going to cover him every single time, just because I already know I'm not a fan of Logic, and at least at this point, I don't think anything will really ever stand out to me. Maybe a song here or there, but I highly doubt it. But regardless, that's all for this episode, guys. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. My Indior documentary is dropping tomorrow, so make sure to check that out when it's officially released. You can watch the trailer for it right now on my Twitter. But yeah, I'm going to start bringing this series back and try and upload them every single Friday again. So with all this being said, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.